torso as if it were armor, and his eyes glance blindly off the shapes around him. The fact that he's cold on a warm night like this speaks volumes. It doesn't require a medical student to tell that he's in bad shape. Brian steps up to the microphone. "Hello," he says. "May I see your ID card, please?" I don't have one," comes the scratchy reply. Beyond the weariness in the tone, it's a lovely voice, delicate and youthful. Brian nods. "Okay, well, I can't give you a full serving as an unregistered individual, but I can give you an emergency ration, as long as you're willing to be tested for type, and give me your information in a photo tonight." Without testing the vampire for blood type and getting as much information as he can provide, Brian's not technically permitted to give him blood at all. They do have synthetic blood as a last-ditch offering, but that's not public knowledge. It's still in the experimental stages, and while it's Erica's call to give Brian permission to offer it or not, they've never done so unless the vampire was on the edge of losing consciousness then and there. The young man's eyes go wild for a second and then instantly calm again. "Thank you, anyway, that's not possible." He trembles and clutches his coat more tightly around himself. It's clear that the effort it takes for him to do this, to be polite and to leave when he can probably smell blood on the premises, is monumental. "Wait," Brian calls. Erica glances at him out of the corner of her eye. The vampire freezes halfway to the lobby and swings his tired eyes back to the glass partition. The ugly yellow light coming from the ceiling fixtures makes him look even sicker than he probably is. Brian turns off the microphone so that he and Erica can speak privately. They're alone on duty and no other vampires are waiting for blood. It's almost 6 in the morning. "I want to see him," he says. "He's not going to last much longer." "Brian," she sighs, "we have to track their consumption. We have to be able to identify them if they're going to be on public assistance. We have to feed them the correct blood type. We can't just serve every vamp that walks in off the street. And you can't run through all the red tape without an identity. We still have those portable testing supplies, right? The manual ones, not the ones connected to the network. They've gone digital shortly after the program had been established, and the older testing supplies and records-keeping systems had been retired before they had even had a chance to collect dust." She stares at him hard. "Yes, we do. And we have synthetic stores. I can do a quick test and give him something to keep him going. It doesn't even have to come from stock. What's got you so worked up over this kid? You've never..." He blushes. "I just don't want to see him collapse somewhere. He'll end up in jail, and you know what they do to unregistered vamps once they get them into the system. There's still so much prejudice against them, despite the fact that they don't deserve it, in Brian's opinion." "All right," she replies, tapping the pen against the clipboard in her hands, "but only because it's almost the end of the shift and I'd really like to get home on time for a change. John's off today." She smiles, rolling her eyes at herself. "It's kind of crazy that we consider getting to sleep together for a few hours to be the best date ever." Brian grins, squeezing her arm. "Not crazy. You're the best. We'll be in room 2, okay?" He motions. "And you'll ditch the footage after?" She brings the security camera for that room into sharper resolution with a few one-finger taps. "After. But I'll be watching you guys." "Thanks." He turns the microphone back on. "Excuse me, sir? To your right, there's a door. Go through it and have a seat in room number 2. I'll be with you shortly." The boy's whole form seems to shudder, but he goes. He probably